how are we using ABM strategies with virtual events? And sort of a side note, is virtual made ABM easier, harder, or the same?
Because of just the extreme shift into focusing on digital and content and thinking about delivering value and timing and delivering yourself in a way that is consistent. um, that was exactly what I needed for my ABM practice overall. So instead of thinking about engagement beyond just like I said, the kind of measurable events that we had out in the field, we were actually thinking about truly connecting the dots in between the buyer's journey.
I think certainly what was easier that we found from a virtual events perspective is that the willingness of getting customers to speak and participate. Because I think for whatever reason, just the nature of that, like, hey, it's just going to be on Zoom. We're going to try and keep it more informal. It eliminated a lot of the sort of the, oh, I got to run this by legal, I got to run this by corp comms. I think what we gained from this was that we got a lot more brands that were much more willing to share their story and share their successes. We'll focus on really the talking points and the themes. And I think that made it a lot easier for my team to help execute these events.
So what we did is we kind of took the format and said, look, let's host super intimate workshops, not for prospects, but for our customers. Let's limit the number of people that can come. We will cap it at 15 people that can come to this event. They are all in relevant segments. So we would look at our customer base and either group them by industry or customers that had low usage rates, right? And they weren't getting what we expected them to get out of Terminus or vice versa. And we would customize the content in those. So we'd say, look, this is going to be 60 minutes just for you. We're going to have someone from our company that has a C in their title presenting this to you. And we're going to make it in an open forum. So customers, you can interact with each other. You can ask, tough questions to the CEO, the CSO, whoever it is. And that turned out to be like a goldmine for us.
I found that shifting to virtual events became slightly easier just because we were able to, bring on those big brands, big personas to speak. And if you think about the way that in-person events work, a lot of resources and time, travel goes into it. And so we couldn't necessarily add as many events on our calendar specific for our global accounts, before we were virtual, right? We never really, like, webinars were always a thing, but virtual events we look at them completely different. Community building, like Justin said, is really a main goal for us there. And we do keep them much smaller so that, very much like this setting, we could have, under 20 people in a room or in a virtual room, a Zoom room, talking to each other, learning from each other and, hearing how they use our products. And it just has become a little bit easier for us to get in front of those clients.